Massachusetts, for this interconference battle between the Redskins and the Patriots. Hi, everybody. I'm Frank Lieber. New England comes in off its greatest comeback victory in its 25-year history. They spotted Seattle 23 points and then came roaring back with 38 last week to win it. On the other hand, the Redskins won their first game against the New York Giants, but it may have been a costly one. With me is Dick Vermeil, and Joe Gibbs brings a bunch of pretty banged-up Redskins into Foxborough.
Well, Frank, as he told us both yesterday, they are bumped and bruised. They barely had enough players to practice with Wednesday. They're coming into the ballgame with one healthy wide receiver. A defensive lineman they picked up during the week will play today, but they're still a good football team.
Patriots are loaded with potential. Of their 22 starters, 9 are #1 draft picks. In your opinion?
A lot of talent, but they've always had their reputation for having talent. Potential doesn't beat anybody, Frank. It's performance. And the coaches believe that they're ready to perform like a championship football team today.
Well, credibility is a big word in the National Football League, and Ron Meyer was throwing that around quite a bit yesterday.
Well, he thinks he wants to establish credibility with the fans, the media. They have never won a playoff game. They've never won an overtime game. Today is the most meaningful ball game in their program, and they feel they have to win, not just play tough. And I think it's going to be a heck of a football game.
Well, we're ready for the opening kickoff, and an old friend of Dick Vermeil's, Tony Franklin, who last few years has been kicking for the Philadelphia Eagles, will be kicking off for the Patriots, and the deep man will be Mike Nelms. And last time these two teams played in Foxborough, which was 3 years ago, Mike Nelms broke one for 75 yards. And Franklin's having some trouble keeping the ball on the tee with a wind blowing here in Foxborough. It's the first time that the Patriots have sold out in advance. In fact, far enough in advance to lift the television blackout in 3 years. And there goes the football one more time. Well, he's 0 for 3. I imagine now the officials are going to insist he gets someone to hold the ball. Looking at the flag, it doesn't look like the wind's blowing that hard. Foxborough, of course, in the midst of the gorgeous New England countryside with the leaves about to blow. Now Tony's 0 for 4. And I imagine the referee, Pat Haggerty, is going to step in here in a minute and say enough of that. You surprised Mr. Franklin is on the scene here after being with the Eagles, that they traded him last year?
No, Tony needed a change, a different atmosphere, and he's a fine kicker, got a lot of potential, and he's like the rest of the New England Patriots. It's time to live up to his potential.
Franklin kicking off to Nelms, who fields it 2 yards deep and decides to run it out after some hesitation to the 10 to the 15-yard line, and the hesitation cost him as he is driven all the way back to the 10. Brian Ingram leading the charge. Here's the Redskins as they line up offensively. Charlie Brown, who missed most of last week's game, is back in the starting lineup, but they only really have one healthy wide receiver, and that is Art Monk. So they're really hurting at that position. The Hogs are in place and in pretty good shape physically. New England claims it has the original Hog, however, in John Hanna.
He's bigger than a hog. More like a bull.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Theismann off to a rough start this year. Hands off to Riggins. And Riggins, who is a questionable starter most of the week and missed a lot of practice time with a back problem, gets just a couple of yards. Set it up defensively for the New England Patriots. Ken Sims, several years ago, the #1 draft pick in the entire National Football League out of the University of Texas. He anchors that defense at the left end position. As far as the linebackers are concerned, Andre Tippett, they say, in New England and around the league is a coming superstar. Steve Nelson, steady player. And in the secondary, 3 of the 4 men in the secondary, #1 draft picks. 2nd down, 9. Again, Riggins finding some running room over the left side. And after about the 19-yard line, it'll be about 4 shy of the first down. Steve Nelson, number 57. The 10-year veteran gets to him first.
The left side of this offensive line, Jacoby and Grimm and big, physical, strong people. Look at them turn out there. Now you'll see the guard pull right up through there. Here comes Riggins, powering away at 225 pounds. They put him down. Steve Nelson, the veteran linebacker, number 57.
3rd down, little less than 3 needed for the first down. They had come in with, among others, Mark McGrath, number 83, who was activated just this week at a wide receiver position. They lost Alvin Garrett with an injury last week. Theismann looking downfield. That's good for the first down to Charlie Brown at the 27-yard line. Brown hobbled around most of last week, saw action in a few plays against the Giants, and trying to get it back together again this week.
He's had a hamstring problem, and boy, they're sensitive things, Frank. You can't rush him, and when you do, you usually end up missing 5 or 6 ball games.
Redskins have 20 players on injured reserve this year. In fact, they've had to put 7 on since the teams got down to the 49-man roster on opening day. 1st and 10, Washington from the 26-yard line. Opening moments of the ball game, no score. Walker, the move, tight end in motion. The give is to Wiggins. It would seem that their strategy is fairly obvious. Run it right up the gut.
Well, it looks like they want to establish that running game. Plus, it makes sense with the wide receivers being banged up like that, Frank. You'll see the nose guard right on the center there, number 98, Dennis Owens, a free agent, sort of stack it up in there. There's no room for him to run. His own offensive lineman, number 66, actually gets in the way, Big Joe Jacoby. And he is a block at 300 pounds.
2nd down. Redskins need 8 for the 1st down. Ball is at their 23-yard line. Art Monk is wide to the right side. He's the leading receiver in the National Football League. And Theismann immediately calling a timeout. The game is 3 minutes old. There is no score as Theismann confers with Joe Gibbs. First advanced sellout in 3 years here at Foxborough's Sullivan Stadium to see the Redskins and the Patriots do battle. Washington has taken the open kickoff, and right now they have a 2nd and 8 upcoming at their 27-yard line. Walker in motion. Joe Washington to about the 30-yard line. Tippett making the stop. Joe Gibbs told us yesterday you're going to see a lot more of little Joe today because of Riggins' injury problems.
Well, plus he can also break the longer game, the type, the 25 to 30-yard run. He has more of those in his career than Riggins does.
Remember the last time Washington played here? He was in the uniform of the Baltimore Colts, had a tremendous football game.
In the rain on a Monday night, right?
Exactly. Returned a kickoff for a touchdown, threw a pass for a touchdown, had a long run for a touchdown, looked like he was all world. 3rd down, 5. Redskins at their 31. They've got McGrath in motion. That's McGrath. McGrath has been with the Redskins a couple of years, but they cut him loose in training camp. He's had some injury problems in the past. Roland James back covering.
The ball was underthrown. Now you watch him come off, and he's pushing up there on the little pattern. Now watch him push James back. Now he pushed him back there. Claiborne turns, come back to the inside, but the ball was thrown outside Art Monk. You see that nice body tilt that Art Monk keeps pushing forward?
Well, Theismann dropped that thing right between Monk and McGrath, who was just out of range of your picture. Irving Fryer, the number 1 draft pick in the National Football League this year, who returned 1 punt 55 yards last week against Seattle, will be on the receiving end of this punt from Jeff Hayes.
He has an average of 15 yards a return this year.
Not a very good kick. In fact, it's fielded by the short man for the New England Patriots. That is Rick Sanford, a safety. And the Patriots will take the field, their first offensive possession at their own 39. Mike Lieber with Dick Vermeil in Foxborough. As you look at the Patriots starting offensive lineup, Tony Eason making his first start of the season at quarterback, replacing Steve Grogan. The offensive line, one of the biggest in all of pro football. In fact, you're probably looking at the 2 biggest offensive lines in the game, these 2 clubs today. 1st and 10 from the 39. Eason comes out throwing. Completes the pass to the tight end, Derek Ramsey, number 88, good for the 1st down at the 46-yard line of the Washington Redskins.
The quarterback will reverse pivot here, make a nice little token fake to the running back, Tony Collins, 33. He comes out, lays it to the H-back. 88 there, Derek Ramsey. 57, Rich Malott puts him out of bounds with the help of the rest of the defenders.
I know they've got some trick plays in this ball game, but it may be a little early. What do you think?
Well, you never know. Things are going well. They're going after him.
Tony Collins out to the 45-yard line, picked up just a yard of the play. It will be 2nd and 9 as we look at the Redskins defensive line. Dexter Manley missed a portion of last week's game with an injury. They've added Tom Beasley, and he may be in there on running downs. A great fit for Dexter. The 3 veteran linebackers anchored by Neil Olkowitz, and still injury problems in the secondary as Curtis Jordan starting for Murphy. And, of course, Vernon Dean coming off that great ball game last week. 2nd and 9 for the 45. Looked like it was intended for Fryer, but Fryer had started a cut toward the post, and the pass was thrown 7 or 8 yards behind him.
There was definitely a breakdown in communication. Tony Eason, the quarterback, number 11, expected Fryer to run a little pitch pass, and he was upset about it.
It'll be 3rd down. And virtually the entire 10 to come.
Look at that number 76. That guy is unbelievable. 6'7", 295 pounds.
Brian Holloway, left side of that line for the Patriots, is all pro with Holloway and Hanna there. They're both in the Pro Bowl. 3rd down, long 9, almost 10 yards needed for the 1st down. From the Redskin 45, and Eason is caught behind the line. Dexter Manley looking like he's in pretty good health, along with Terry Brooks, number 69, collaborating on the sack of Eason, and the Patriots will punt.
Now watch the left side of your screen. Now you see Brian Holloway, 76 pass setting right there. Dexter beats him to the outside as he appears on your screen, comes around behind the quarterback. He can't see him coming. There he comes, Dexter Manley, number 72, and Perry Brooks, number 69. Dexter Manley, that's his 3rd and a half sack already for the year.
I've often wondered how you get half a sack. Luke Prestridge.
It's like going to the grocery store and getting it half full, right?
He's not their regular punter. Their regular punter is Rich Camarillo, who's out for half the season with a knee injury. So they got Prestridge. That thing was almost blocked, and he nailed it out of bounds at the 7-yard line. And that's where the Redskins will put it in play.
Frank, I recommend he do a lot of that. He does a lot of this today because I can sense the coaches are disappointed in his performance lately, and he is, he's a business major, and if he doesn't get going, he'll be working on that degree.
Well, you think Luke Prestridge doesn't know he got a good one off?
Well, he knows also that the pressure's on him, and he better punt well. And he's been a fine punter in the league at Denver in the past, Frank.
45 yards and out of bounds on the 6. And that's where the Redskins put it in play. 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. The fake to Riggins. They go to Art Monk. And Monk is hit hard as he grabs the pass at the 10-yard line. Ronnie Lippett, number 42, coming up from the secondary. He's the only guy in that defensive backfield who isn't a number 1 choice. What a year Monk is having.
Again, it's the little token play action fake inside to freeze the linebackers and stop that outside linebacker from getting out there. Now you can see the corner, number 42, Lippett, driving on him on the little hitch pass and putting Monk down.
They pick up a 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down 5 for the Redskins at their 11-yard line. Don Warren and Rick Walker, the tight ends, exchanging positions there. Charlie Brown in motion. Riggins, left side, and should be having up for the 1st down out at about the 17 or 18-yard line. Riggins, who had those back problems in the past, and they started coming back at the age of 35 here about a week ago.
The left side of the offensive line. See number 66 there, Russ Grimm, and Jacoby, number 66, rather. Watch him come off in that combination block and knock people out of there and giving him the room to get up inside and make the hole. Make the yardage, rather.
1st and 10 with the ball spotted at the 19-yard line. Theismann again looking to Monk. Looked like he got him on that same pattern, and it doesn't seem to be much question over which corner they're going to work on.
No, well, the other guy's an all-pro in 26, Ray Claiborne. And Rod Russ, the defensive coordinator, told me, Frank, he said, we're going to give him those things. We're just not going to give him the big play. That's all. We're going to let him throw those hitch passes and go up and make the tackle and make him pay the price when they catch him.
Well, Monk's paid the price a couple of times, making his first 2 catches of the day. Be 2nd down and less than a yard needed for the 1st down. Ball is at the 28-yard line of the Washington Redskins. Still no score. We're in the 1st quarter in Foxborough. Riggins, left side, whirling his way across the 30, got another 1st down. Next touchdown John scores gives him 100 for his career.
Isn't it? Very few people have scored 100 touchdowns.
Only 4 others in the history of the National Football League. Jim Brown, Lenny Moore, Don Hudson, and Franco Harris. And he's also moving up on 10,000 yards rushing.
He needs 362 yards, Frank. But you know, he only needs 118 yards to pass Larry Brown to become the number 1 rusher in the history of the Redskins.
And, of course, last week he broke Brown's record for most carries in a career by a Redskin. 1st down from the 31-yard line. Sprint out past Theismann. In trouble behind the lines. tripped up at the 27-yard line as they stayed after him, and finally the nose tackle, Dennis Owens, number 98, caught him.
You have to give credit to Kenny Sims, the maligned defensive left end here. As you see on your screen now, he's going to dash to his right. Now you'll see the defensive end, number 77, working up. See him in the center of your screen, chased him and flushed him back over the other way. Now here comes Owens, number 98, that puts him down.
A loss of 4 yards on the play, moves it back to the 27, and it'll be a 2nd and 14, and Riggins comes out for a little rest. Very warm afternoon here in Foxborough. It was very pleasant yesterday, but temperatures expected to be somewhere in the low to middle 80s today, and that could take its toll before the afternoon is out. On 2nd and 14, Theismann going over the middle. It is almost intercepted. Roland James, number 38, trying to step in front of Don Warren, the tight end, number 85, and almost picked it off.
Boy, that was close, and look at the field position they would have had. You can see the tight end now coming off the line of scrimmage, 85. He stops back to the inside. Now watch James, right in the middle of your screen, drive that ball. Nice jump on the football. He just didn't get it tucked away. Nice defensive job.
6 minutes, 39 seconds left to play in the opening period. Third-year head coach of the Patriots, Ron Meyer.
Very open guy to speak with, huh, Frank?
Oh, delightful.
No secrets.
Old friend of ours. He coached at SMU in Dallas for 6 years and did a great job bringing that program back. On 3rd and 14, Theismann going long. Intended for Charlie Brown downfield. Ronnie Lippett, number 42, was back there defending, and we've got a flag. There's a penalty marker down on the field. Could this be a case of face guarding, you think?
I don't think so. I think he must have just interfered with his right to catch the football.
Defensive pass interference, number 42, first down.
Let's take a look at it, Dick.
Here's Lippett. Now, you can see Lippett at the right side of your screen, number 42. He's bump and run on Charlie Brown, number 87. Charlie's up over the outside looking for the ball. Contact right there with the hips, into the body there, prevented him getting the football. Good call. Taking a look at it at another angle now. Oh, not time.
20-yard penalty on that play gives the Redskins a first down at their own 46. Remember, that was a 3rd and 14 play. So it's a very big play for the Washington Redskins. Riggins, who is back in there over the left side to about midfield, where he is gang tackled by the red-shirted Patriots. Leading the way that time, Toby Williams, number 90, the left side end, and the Dennis Owens, the nose tackle, 98.
That Toby Williams is a real overachiever. Here's the replay of that same pass interference call. Now you'll see the wide receiver to the outside. Now you see Lippett going up inside. Now see the hips come into him right there, and evidently contact was made.
And there's some question as to whether he's really playing the ball or, you know, the man.
Yeah, there's some question period on that one, Frank.
2nd down 6 for the Redskins. Nose of the football just to the Patriots. Into the field at the 49-yard line. Riggins right side. Good blocking up in front. And John Riggins takes it down to the 35-yard line. Boy, those Hogs that time opened up a hole.
That's that famous counter play where they counter the movement of the back and then bring the... Now you'll watch the quarterback will make a little token fake to one side. Now a hand back to the running back. You'll see 2 big linemen. Grimm coming out 68, and Jacoby turns up inside. Really has a nice hole, gets a nice block downfield. The defense was not where they should have been at that time.
Rick Walker did a great job taking out Tippett and then moved downfield to get somebody else. 14-yard pickup and a Redskin first down at the Patriot 35-yard line. Still no score in the opening period. Riggins stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and Tippett, who was taken out of the big block in the previous play, came back that time and made the big play. Everybody is talking about this fella. They played Miami, and Don Shula said, you're looking at one of the future superstar linebackers in the NFL.
Well, they compare him favorably with Lawrence Taylor. He's built about like him. He's a 2nd-degree black belt judo man. And I'll tell you, he says it helps him in movement. The other thing that helps him, he said, Frank, is the great ability to concentrate. And he says karate and football relate that way.
You don't want to tangle with those karate guys.
No.
2nd down 11.
Later on, I'll tell you why he had to take it up.
Theismann under pressure unloads for Charlie Brown. It looks like they're putting Claiborne with Monk every time and flip-flopping those cornerbacks so that Lippett winds up with Charlie Brown.
Rod Russ, the defensive coordinator, told me they were going to try to, within most coverages called, other than within the third down nickel defenses, move their number 1 corner, Ray Claiborne, number 26, and put him on Monk wherever he goes. If he heads into the men's room, he's going to follow him in there.
Well, Monk has been the guy this year. The first 3 ball games he's had been sensational. In fact, he's got 18 balls in the last 2 weeks, 10 against San Francisco and 8 against the Giants. Third down and 11 for the Redskins at the Patriot 36. Good protection this time for Theismann, and that's going to be very close for the first down. He completes it to Charlie Brown at the 26-yard line. Might be a little bit short, Dick.
Now you'll see Charlie Brown in the slot coming off, and he's isolated there on Ernest Gibson, number 43, a rookie. Now he moves back to the inside. See the nice move inside? No help inside. That is tough to defense, boy, when you have no help to the inside on that kind of coverage. Not a bad play by the defender. You just have to give the credit to the offense.
Less than a yard needed for the first down. Brown didn't quite get enough for the first, and the Redskins will go for it at the Patriot 26-yard line. Washington has done well this year on 4th down conversions. They've got 2 running backs in there, Riggins and Otis Wansley. Wansley in motion. Riggins gets the call. He has the first at the 23.
Riggins.
Did you notice Otis Wansley's little dip-a-doo type of motion? He started one way, then wheeled around when he got next to Joe and came back the other way.
So Riggins, who had a busy week last week with 30 carries, on his way again today. He's got 9 carries here in the first quarter, which is 3 minutes to go.
And you're in that one-back attack, Frank.
You're the guy.
You're the guy.
You don't get it, nobody else is.
Not unless he throws it.
First and 10 from the Patriots 23. Theismann handing off to Riggins. And more big yardage, this time over the left side. Takes the Redskins inside the 15, down to the 13. And he's very close to another first down for Washington.
Watch the left side of the line here. Now, Russ Grimm turns out and blocks the defensive end. Now, watch the left guard right here turn out and block as the tackle turns out and blocks and opens that hole. Now, watch it. He's going to reverse pivot and hand the ball to the fullback. Here he goes. Now, see those guys turn out and block up. Look at the hole in there. Frank, you and I would have made 2 yards running on that one.
You maybe, not me. Second down, about a foot needed for the first down at the 13. Double wing setup for the Redskins. Big hole, Riggins to the 5. He is over. Well, now let me ask you this. Was it that good a run, or was it that bad tackling?
No, it was a combination of poor tackling, but fine offensive line execution by Mark May and George Stark, number 74 and 73, the right guard and right tackle. They executed what we call in football a co-op block, where they combination blocked 2 people and really did it like you draw it on the blackboard.
So Riggins has just scored the 100th touchdown of his National Football League career, becoming only the 6th player in the history of the NFL to reach that mark.
I salute him. Boy, I tell you, he has to carry the ball a number of times to get that 100.
Mosley tacking on the extra point.
Now, watching this, you'll see on the left-hand side of your screen, see the lineman come on around there. Now it's handed off deep, and he cuts back up inside. He gets help right there. Now the defender, number 42, is going to come in and try to finish him off. Overruns him, ricochets off, and then at 225 pounds, he just sort of bounces into the end zone.
13-yard touchdown run by John Riggins with 2 minutes left to play in the opening period. The Redskins have quieted, at least for the moment, this huge crowd of 60,000 plus with that very impressive drive. Bouncing kick. Fielded by Morsi Tatupu.
Frank, do you realize, and I don't know if the fans realize, that was the first touchdown given up on the ground by the New England defense this year.
Very impressive drive by the Redskins. 93 yards. We've got a timeout. Almost 8 minutes on the clock. Impressive indeed. Tony Collins. Patriots running that one-back offense, as do the Washington Redskins. It is new with them. Ron Meyer put it in this year. For an NFL Today report, let's go to Brett Musburger in New York.
Frank,
Frank and Dick, it's becoming the year of the running back option in the National Football League. Second week in a row against the St. Louis Cardinals. This time it's Hokie Gaijon throwing a touchdown pass to Wayne Wilson. Now let's go back to Frank.
That Hokie is one of the handiest men you'll ever find on a football field. On 2nd and 8, Fryer, dangerous man after he catches the football, picks up the first down on the throw from Tony Eason at the 49-yard line of the Washington Redskins. So there's John Riggins, who has just scored the 100th touchdown of his career.
You know, Frank, that guy has carried the ball in the National Football League for 5.5 miles.
5.5 miles. Patriots on the move after that 12-yard pickup on the pass play from Eason to Fryer. Fryer's making his first start today in place of Stanley Morgan. Here's Eason, back to throw, under pressure. Ramsey, the tight end, Derek Ramsey with the completion at the 44-yard line. Tony Eason last year was the 4th of the 6 quarterbacks who were drafted in the first round of the National Football League. Ken O'Brien was drafted after he was, and so was a fellow by the name of Dan Marino. Played at the University of Illinois under your old friend Mike White. 20 seconds left to play in the opening period. 2nd down, 6 for the Patriots at the 44-yard line of the Redskins. Redskins leading 7-0. Ramsey in motion. Eason again in trouble behind the line. We've got a penalty marker down as the pass falls incomplete.
They are not giving him the kind of time he needs to set up and throw the football, and he didn't have any intention of throwing a deep one there, Frank. He just wanted to throw a short one.
I think the ball hit the referee.
I wouldn't doubt it. It looked like that.
Lynn Dawson, the tight end, was the intended receiver.
Holding, number 76. Offense, 2nd down.
So the holding call goes against Brian Holloway, the Pro Bowl offensive tackle.
There he is, right to the bottom of your screen here, number 6. Now see him set there on 72, Dexter Manley. It looks like he's in good shape right there. I can't see him holding. Maybe must have grabbed him right. No, I can't see it. I think they called the holding penalty on somebody else.
The phantom penalty.
The phantom strikes again.
4 seconds left to play in the quarter. It's 2nd down, 15. After the 5-yard walk-off, the ball back in New England territory at the 46. Eason throws this one to Fryer. He fumbles the football at the 35-yard line, and the Redskins have come up with it. Let's see what the ruling was here. Clock runs out, ending the first period. It's going to be the Redskins' ball on the fumble recovery, and they'll take over at the 36-yard line.
You saw the man going in motion. He makes a little fake to Tony Collins to keep the linebackers from getting underneath this thing. Now he gets it in there nicely to Fryer. A nice hit there by Curtis. Jordan, number 22, definitely a fumble. Nice recovery.
Fumble recovery by Tony Peters, and the first quarter has come to an end here in Foxborough.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time. Chevrolet with performance, style, innovation, quality, and the value that make up today's Chevrolet. And by United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Every seat is filled here in Foxborough. Take a look at the fumble recovery here, and some question why he wasn't allowed to get up and run.
I don't see why he wasn't able to. Evidently, you know, the official blew it dead because everybody else was stopping, but I don't see why he blew it dead so quickly.
Well, it may have been an inadvertent whistle.
Nobody touched him.
Didn't look like it. But the officials rule the ball dead at the spot of the recovery, and the Redskins have a first down as we start the second period at their 35. Heisman with a fake to Riggins this time. Their sideline throw completes it to Rick Walker. 40, 45, 50. Down to the 46-yard line. Well, I imagine you taught him a few of those moves at UCLA, didn't you?
No, I didn't teach him how to do that. He always had the ability to run well with the football after he caught it. And, of course, for us, his initial year, he was a wide receiver. Big guy. Play action fake. Look at all the confusion going in with those linemen pulling. He gets out there, gets a nice block, gets it. Now watch the defender come up to make the play. Misses. He gets upfield. Now Ricky becomes a ball carrier. Tuck it away, Rick. You're going to get it fumbled. You're going to get it knocked out. All right. They put him down. Don Blackman, number 55, puts him down.
First and 10 for the Redskins at the Patriot 47-yard line. Joe Washington slips through to the 44-yard line. Got a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for another NFL Today report. Once again, let's go to Brent in New York.
Frank, just to get everybody up to date on San Francisco, Joe Montana again not playing, so here's his replacement, Matt Cavanaugh. Now he's got running back Roger Craig down the sideline. Bad defense here by the Eagles. They should have had him out of bounds. Instead, he gets the touchdown, and the Niners lead 7-0. Let's go back to Frank.
Well, that fellow Cavanaugh is no stranger to these fans in New England. He and Grogan battled for the quarterback job for several years. 2nd and 8. Joe Washington looking for some running room. We've got a penalty marker down to the far side of the field as he is wrapped up in the line of scrimmage by Toby Williams, number 90, and Don Blackman, number 55. Marker down, and Pat Haggerty, the referee, will explain it to you. It's going to be against the Redskins. (7-0) Washington early in the second period here at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Holding, number 61, offense. 2nd down still.
Ken Huff playing on the offensive line.
Where's Mark May?
In the first quarter.
Well, last week, you know, they put Huff in and took Stark out, moved May over to tackle. Stark is still in there as far as we can see.
Yes, he's playing right tackle.
2nd down, 18 now for the Redskins from their 46. Theismann rolling out right, comes back left. Great catch by Don Warren, number 85, for the first down at the Patriots' 36-yard line. Did he throw that thing into a tight spot?
Boy, he did. You know, he has an amazingly strong arm for a little guy. The tight end came off the line of scrimmage. See him in the left corner of your screen working on Steve Nelson, number 57. Now he does a little reverse walk, comes back in. Very well executed offensive play. Now the linebackers finish him off, number 55, Don Blackman. Did you see how he did that? Turned out, then reverse pivoted and came back. He had to know that where Joe was going to put that ball.
He was so quick, he threw a shoe in the process and retires to the sideline for repairs. First down after the 18-yard pickup from the 36 of the Patriots. Washington to about the 32-yard line, picks up 4. Andre Tippett, number 56, and in the stop along with Rick Sanford, number 25. Coming up from a safety position, but the Redskins are rolling and they're playing excellent ball control.
Right, and you know, Joe said in the meeting yesterday that we had with him that the offense hadn't reached its stride yet. The coaching staff hadn't, and the players hadn't. And it looks like now they're starting to put things together.
2nd down, Redskins need 5 for the first down with the ball at the 31 of New England. Washington will be close for the first down at the 27-yard line. You hear Theismann calling the signals, and you hear him yell yellow a lot. What is that, Dick?
That's a false audible color, and they never call audibles because of the number of formations they use and the number of and the amount of movement they use and all that. They don't call audibles, and that is usually the term that gets the motion man going in the right direction and at the right time.
He's looking at Don Bro, who calls the offensive plays from the near sideline. New England's defense in 1984, as you can see, they're an outstanding rushing defense, but so far Riggins has worked them for 63 yards and Washington for 14. It is 3rd down and a yard needed for the first at the 27. Big hole for Riggins over the left side. Down to the 20-yard line. It is another first down, Redskins. Riggins is amazing. He just barely keeps out of the hospital, and then he comes back and plays like this.
Watch the left side of the offensive line. See Grimm step around there, number 68. He gets up in there, cleans out the hole. Riggins, number 44, cuts back in there. First down.
And again, Riggins comes over to the sideline to get a breather. Congratulated by Charlie Taylor, the Redskins assistant coach and former receiving great. First down at the 21-yard line. Redskins try to even their season record at 2-2. Joe Washington gets maybe a yard up the middle. And that's it for Little Joe. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in the first half here in Foxborough. That's the time remaining, and it's been all Redskins with their great ball control so far. Their first touchdown drive was a 93-yarder and ate up almost 8 minutes on the clock, and this one may be getting close to that time. Washington trying to get outside, Bounces back in across the 15 to about the 12-yard line.
He sort of slithers through holes. He just turns his body sideways and sort of hurdles through those little tight spots. With that small frame, he can do that.
Joe's in his 8th year in the NFL, his 4th year with the Redskins, and a bargain as a second-round choice that the Redskins had to give up. Crowd has been very quiet here. When you're on the road, this is one way to quiet them down, these long ball control drives.
You always talk about that as a coach. Let's shut that crowd up. Let's get them booing their home team early.
3rd down and 3. Redskins at the 13-yard line. This is where Riggins scored from first quarter. Washington to about the 11. It's going to be close for the first down. Maybe close enough for measurement, depending on what kind of spot we get here from Pat Haggerty. Andre Tippett coming up to make the stop, and I think they're going to bring in the chains.
Joe Washington is listed at 5'10", but I might be able to eat soup off his head. Really, I don't think he's that big. I really don't.
There are not many people that you can eat soup off their heads of. I'll say that.
I'm 5'9" and 3/4. No, but really, he doesn't look that big. Maybe it's because in proportion to the rest of the guys he's walking around with, you know, it makes him look smaller.
They are shy by about 6 inches.
I know this. His heart's bigger than most people.
Ron Meyer said he got out of collegiate coaching because he really didn't want the hassle anymore after he got the Patriots offer. He'd always want to be a head coach in the National Football League. But he knows in this business, he says, it's win or get fired. That's all it's to it.
He said, I never want to, what did he, I never want to get one of those reports from the owner or a vote of confidence.
No vote of confidence for me.
Yeah, just fire me if you don't like me.
Said, I don't want to mess around with recruiting anymore, any of that business. Win or get fired. 4th down and inches. Riggins has the first down and some change at the 10-yard line. They've been unable to stop him.
They have been unable to. And, you know, the defense has been very sound against the run. They have really been great against the run. They're first in the AFC against the run and second in the NFL against the run. So this shows the strength and the caliber of that Redskin offensive line.
Yeah, the Redskins are right at 100 yards rushing as a team this afternoon. Riggins has already picked up 71 here in the first half. First and goal to go from the 10-yard line. Washington trying to pad its 7-0 lead. Joe Washington to the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. And one man separating him from the goal line. And that man made the stop. Don Blackman, number 55, the right side linebacker.
Right there on the right side of your screen, you're going to see what's happening. They're controlling the line of the scrimmage there and widening people and leaving too much room for a linebacker to fill. The offensive linemen for the Redskins, Frank, are just controlling those down 3 linemen. In that case, it was Toby Williams, defensive right end number 90, and the nose tackle.
Look at the difference in yards rushing here. 2nd down and goal just outside the 1. Riggins one more time. Trying to get it across. No indication yet by the officials.
Great hit by Steve Nelson, the veteran linebacker. Boy, did he put some pad to him.
Nelson, great veteran at 33 years of age, 11 years in the league. He did not make it.
Doesn't look like it. Now you can see the reverse traffic to get the ball back there deep. You can see a big pile of bodies. No, great contact there, right there by number 85. Was that 85 or 65?
Well, he couldn't be much closer. As you can see, they're about 6 inches from the goal line. 3rd down. Riggins one more time, and this time he's stacked up behind the line. Ed Reynolds, number 95, leading the defensive charge for the Patriots, and Reynolds comes up with a king-size play on the goal line defense, and the Redskins are going to have to kick a field goal.
The center of the line did a nice job of just stacking everybody up right here. Now the running back had a bow just a little bit to his left, and there's Reynolds, number 95, sticks him right there behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration.
It was Reynolds who made the hit on the previous play.
Frank, these people had 5 shutouts in that situation in the goal line last year. They can play goal line defense.
Mosley gets 3 points out of it with a 19-yard field goal. And the Redskins stretch their lead to 10-0 with 6:34 left to play in the first half. Dick Vermeil in Foxborough as the Redskins prepare to kick off. Mosley will do the honors, or rather Hayes will do the honors. Pardon me. He, of course, handles the kickoffs. And the deep man is Greg Hawthorne, number 40, former Pittsburgh Steeler. Last time Mosley bounced one. You think he'll do it again? Now he's got a problem with the breeze here.
That's Hayes.
I did say that, didn't I? Twice. I'll get it right. Hayes doing the kickoff honors for the Washington Redskins.
When you think about kicking in the Redskin organization, you automatically think of Mosley.
Greg Hawthorne, 9 yards deep in the end zone and out of the end zone for the touchback. For an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent in New York.
Frank, the St. Louis Cardinals are going to go after that Eastern Division title because of this young man, quarterback Neil Lomax, if he can stay healthy. Dumps it off to his fullback, Earl Farrell, and the Cardinals now are coming back strong against the Saints. Let's go back to Frank and Dick.
And if indeed they do well, it'll make things very interesting in the NFC East with the Redskins and the Cowboys and the Giants.
That's the strongest division in the NFL over the last 3 years in playing people outside the division, Frank.
A lot of people this year think the AFC West may be the strongest division going this year. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Eason handed off to Tony Collins. Collins fights hard to get a couple of yards out to the 22-yard line. He, of course, is their leading rusher. Ball came out loose, but they managed to recover it. It's number 58, Pete Brock, the big center, fell on the football.
That's quite a family, that Brock family. The one brother playing in New Orleans, Stanley Brock, was the #1 pick.
You know, Pete was telling us yesterday, they played a game down in Miami, lost 18 pounds and needed IV, intravenous feeding in the hospital to recover from that one. He said it was really hard. 2nd and 8. Eason in trouble. Man trying to run him down. Almost intercepted by Vernon Dean, number 32, as the pass was intended for Starring, number 81. Talk about ball control. The Redskins have had the ball 20 minutes and 12 seconds. The Redskins, the Patriots, 3 minutes and 14.
You can see Charlie Mann there, number 71, beat Darrell Hay, number 68, underneath and really flushed number 11, Eason, outside the pocket and forced the quick throw.
Is that an unbelievable comparison in ball control?
It really is. What a nice play there by Vernon Dean. His confidence level must be super after making those big plays last week.
Well, he's starting job back, and he looks like he's going to hang on to it for quite some time. On 3rd and 8, Eason floats this one over the middle in the general direction of Fryer. He had Fryer crossing from left to right and Starring crossing from right to left. And the first few boos are beginning to rain down from above. Doesn't take long to get on the new quarterback.
One more series. If they don't get him moving in one more series, this sellout crowd's going to get upset.
Luke Prestridge, who got off that great punt out of bounds at the 7, will do the punting, and Nelms is the deep man.
He's had a hard time getting started this year. They aren't giving him enough room to get upfield cleanly and get the RPM going, Frank. And he seems sort of down when you visit with him right now, in contrast to that normal enthusiasm.
High floater. Nelms waiting at the 38, 40, and is stopped at the 45-yard line. He will fight for those extra yards.
Oh, yeah, he's a very tough guy. You have to be a courageous guy to be looking up in the air, feeling that ball, and knowing there's 3 or 4 guys going to nail you any second.
40 yards on the punt. Timeout. 5 minutes, 27 seconds left to play in the first half. The Redskins leading 10-0, and you can see why. They've had the football virtually the entire first half. They've got it again, 1st and 10 at their 45-yard line. Joe Washington looking for some running room, trying to bounce outside, but this time it's contained. Stanford coming up from the secondary, number 25. For another NFL report, here's Brent in New York.
Frank, Eric Dickerson has been off to a slow start with the Rams, perhaps because of that injury in training camp. But here he is stepping outside quickly against the Bengals, his 2nd touchdown of the year, and the Rams now lead by 7. Let's go back to Frank and Dick.
Well, you can ask Ron Meyer about Eric Dickerson because he recruited him in college at SMU and has the other half of that Pony Express tandem, Craig James, as one of his running backs. 2nd and 10. Redskins at their 45-yard line. Theismann, sideline throw, trying to get it over to Charlie Brown. Charlie took a little shot there from Lippett. That'll make it 3rd and 10. Coming up later today, the second half of our doubleheader, the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. What's happened to the Packers offense this year?
I don't know, but they're about due to get it going. And when they do, with the defense playing better, Frank, they'll probably end up being a real fine football team.
You'll either be watching that game, or some of you will see Tampa Bay take on the Giants, who are looking to become 3-1. And Chicago-Seattle. Franco Harris goes head-to-head with Walter Payton. All coming up later this afternoon on CBS. 3rd and 10. Redskins leading 10-0. Second quarter. Washington from its 45. Theismann. Floater for Charlie Brown, and that's going to be another play. As Charlie was tripped up by Lippett, number 42. Their legs got tangled. I don't know who did the tripping, but it was obvious that their legs did get tangled.
I have seen that same type of play not called before, Frank, but evidently the official saw it, or he wouldn't have thrown the flag.
Well, remember on the Redskins' first drive, that 93-yarder, the key play was a pass interference call on a 3rd and 14 play. And that was a 3rd and 10 play.
Incidental contact. Possibly they're discussing picking it up. No?
Disregard the flag.
Yeah.
The ball could not have been caught.
They're saying the ball couldn't have been caught.
Now we can see on your screen, bump and run position, lined up real tight. He beats him underneath. Charlie Brown, 87. Now Lippett's right there. Now see the feet get tangled up right here. The ball could... Oh, my gosh, Coach.
Huh? You think it could have been caught?
I don't want to say. A few weeks ago, we saw one go up into the stands, remember? And they ruled it could be caught. Well, I tell you, that's the nature of the game.
That sets up a 4th and 10 as the flag is disregarded. Here's Irving Fryer, who is Mr. Excitement in New England this year, getting his first start today at a wide receiver in place of the injured Stanley Morgan, who's down with a pull muscle, a hamstring.
Great punch. He got it way up in the air. Tough to return that kind of ball.
Fryer at the 15 has nowhere to go. Excellent hang time on that punt from Hayes, and covering nicely was Otis Wansley, number 39, who stopped Fryer in his tracks. So the Patriots will take over 1st and 10 at their 17, and we'll be back in just a moment. Joe Gibbs of the Washington Redskins has to be pleased the way his team is performing, as banged up as they were coming into Foxborough. Patriots on the 1st and 10 at their 17. They've got Moisey Tatupu in at running back, replacing Tony Collins. Yesterday, Ron Meyer told us he's going to alternate all 3 of them, Collins and Tatupu and
Moosey.
He's got his own cheering section. He's got T-shirts. He's got hats. He's become kind of a cult figure here.
All right. Is he a pleasant guy to visit with?
You know some of his relatives as you look at other scores here, don't you?
I coached him, most of them. Yeah. We'll get into that later. It takes a long time to pronounce their names. Buffalo's coming on.
2nd down, 9. Patriots from their 18-yard line. Eason trying to set up the screen. Goes to Tatupu. 15, 20. And stops short of the 25-yard line. And well short of the first down. Well, Mooses love it.
Mooses.
Listen to the cheering. Listen to the cheering.
Mooses. You know, we're in his club officially now. He gave us a T-shirt and he gave us a hat. Nice little screen. Now watch him turn upfield underneath the block. There he goes upfield. Good power. Very short-legged guy. Long upper body. Good balance. A lot of power. Nice hit there by Mel Coffin, number 55.
3rd down and 3. Ron Meyer refers to Tatupu as his most valuable player. He said he's the most unselfish football player he has ever coached. Meyer in motion across the backfield. Tatupu. I'll tell you what happened on that particular play. It looked like somebody picked up John Hanna, who was a big load to pick up, and shoved him right into Tatupu.
The defensive line of the Redskins are really beating him to the punch right now and getting penetration, and those slow-hitting plays are not real good when they're getting penetration.
Now, Hanna's regarded by a lot of people as maybe the best offensive lineman in the history of the game.
I believe it's true. I watched him on film yesterday and Friday, and you can't believe what he can do to another man physically in the National Football League when they're all good players.
Nelms is deep, and Prestridge will be standing on his 3-yard line when he receives this snap. Loss of 6 on the previous play. Patriots need to have something happen positively for them.
They might be a little tight, Frank.
Not a good punt. Oh, terrible punt. 45 down to the 40, and the Redskins will put this one in play at the 39-yard line of the New England Patriots, leading 10-0 with 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the half. Redskins 1st and 10 from the Patriot 39. They're in excellent position here to close out the first half with at least a field goal attempt, if not another touchdown. Theismann throwing the screen out to Art Monk, and Monk is run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, and that runs us close to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in the first half.
They're playing off Art Monk, respecting his speed, plus that's part of their philosophy. Now watch 88. See him there, Ricky Walker. He's going to get a block right here, but he can't block two people. And Lippett, number 42, comes up and makes a hit, and Sanford gets in there, number 25.
Theismann is 7 out of 12 for 69 yards. So not that much of productive first half passing for the Redskins, but they've controlled the ball on the ground with Riggins. 2nd and 7 from the 37. Joe in trouble behind the line. He got one pump that time, and it was all over. Lester Williams, number 72, who is the backup nose tackle, played his college football at Miami, and a former number 1 draft choice, making the stop.
He must have beaten the center, Lester Williams, number 52, right to the left of your screen here now. Let's see if we can find him. Can't find him right now. Blackman's getting a nice rush there, number 55. There comes the nose tackle, number 72. That's his first independent sack this year. He had he had a half sack.
And cause for a little celebration. 2-minute warning going to both benches. Dick and I will be back in Foxborough right after this. Redskins have a 3rd and 17 coming up from the Patriot 46. That sack took a little steam out of that drive.
It really did. You know, a sack from a computer standpoint is worth 3 points, believe it or not.
The Patriots would like the 3 points right now.
They would like it.
Theismann got it long, looking for Monk. Monk makes the catch and goes out of bounds at the 3. What a grab!
We talk about concentration being the key. Out of bounds.
Now we got a flag. We got a flag back at the line of scrimmage. So it may be wiped out, but it's the best catch you'll see in some time.
Beautifully executed play. You can't throw the ball any better. You can't concentrate on the ball any better. And actually, it's very difficult to defend it any better.
They had 2 people on him.
Yeah, and one of the best corners in football, Ray Claiborne, number 26. What's the penalty?
Thrown back at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a walk-off. Looks like a 10-yard hold.
Holding, number 74, offense.
There's a big break for the Patriots, but even though it didn't count, let's look at it one more time.
Claiborne, number 26, jumps inside. He's going to make sure he takes it away inside, bump and run. He can play that. He gives him a little stick to the inside to keep him there. Now watch him turn and catch this ball right over the outside shoulder. Watch it. Great concentration right there. Good defense. Just beautiful execution.
Not a bad job of laying it in there, or it had to be.
Beautiful throw. Not every quarterback can throw that.
All for naught. 3rd and 27 for the Redskins, who are backed up now to their 44. Theismann going over the middle. Pass is tipped away by Dombrowski.
Dombrowski.
Yes, number 47, Paul Dombrowski, who's a nickelback for the Patriots. And New England will get one more shot at it here before intermission with 1:48 left to play in the half.
That was a nice play by Dombrowski. He's been their top special teams player.
There's your timeout situation. How do you analyze Theismann at this point of the season? Certainly not the most valuable player of last year.
Well, I think it's more than Theismann. I think it's the whole football team. And as Joe Gibbs said yesterday, we haven't gotten going as an organization, and now I think we're ready. Nice
Hayes, another hanger. Pryor moving up on it. Did not fair catch. Feel it at the 25, 30. He's got great speed, and he almost broke it. And I think he surprised the Redskins, who thought for all the world that he was going to fair catch that.
What was that Ron Meyer told us about him yesterday?
He said he is a different type of wide receiver, and we'll tell you about it in just a minute.
A lot of people think America.
Exactly the way it sounded. 1st and 10, Patriots at their 35. They are -2 rushing in the first half. Stephen Starring, the flag goes down as the tackle is made at the 39. You might explain that trained killer.
Well, he's such an intense competitor, and he is so used to winning, he will just compete, and he's an infectious type guy. He arouses everybody.
Manley is going to be against the Patriots.
I think they called it on Stephen Starring. Number 81, I'm not sure. I can't imagine a 170-pound wide receiver doing something illegal in a block.
Patriots maybe just don't play well until they get let the other guys have the first 23.
I don't know. They might be a little bit tight, you know, and that prevents you just from turning it loose and getting after it.
Offensive pass interference. Number 80. Still first down.
That was the trained killers.
That was the train killer. Here he is, number 80, coming off. He's going to get the block right there. Oh, he blocked before the ball got to the receiver. You then can see why the penalty was called. Darrell Green, number 28, did a nice job of defensing that.
10-yard walk-off makes it 1st and 20 for the Patriots. New England has picked up 2 first downs in the entire first half. Starring out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Stephen Starring, whose name befits the way he plays football. They think he is going to be a super wide receiver out of McNeese State, where he was a college quarterback. Coming up next weekend on CBS, Jerry Cooney and Phil Brown. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard came back and had problems. You think Cooney can handle it?
I don't know. I think he's had his highs and lows, but maybe he's due for one of his highs.
Well, the long-awaited return to the ring of Mr. Cooney will be on CBS Sports Saturday, so be sure and join us next Saturday afternoon. 2nd and 12. Eason over to the far sideline. Again going to Starring with 1:23 left to play in the half, and that's going to be close to the yardage needed for the first down. They will bring it in and spot it at the 43-yard line. They need to net the 45 for the first, so they're looking at 3rd and 2.
You'll notice that Eason, see the quarterback, he pedals back without turning his shoulders. He's looking to his left and just throws it out there effortlessly. He's a gifted athlete.
3rd and 2. Big play for the Patriots, who trail 10-0, but like to get something on the board, and they're going to get a chance to keep this drive going. Derek Ramsey, one-time Raider, traded by Los Angeles to the Patriots when the Raiders came up with Todd Christensen, and he wanted to play regular, and he's a good one.
Going into their 2-minute drill.
50-yard line, 1st and 10. Eason, all the time in the world, can't find anybody, and goes down at the 40. Wasn't from lack of time, was it?
That's what, remember, George Allen would call a coverage sack. They just took away the receivers downfield. You can see he has plenty of time. Nice protection. He's back there. You can see Big Hannah, number 73, owning his man. Nice pickup, cut down block right there. He's still bouncing around. Throw it in the stands, kiddo. Get rid of that football. Don't take the sack.
Patriots call timeout with 57 seconds left in the half.
Everyone wants to stop the tragedies caused by teenagers abusing beer, wine, and liquor.
There's your timeout situation in the first half. The Redskins and the Patriots both have 2. The Patriots have the football at their 41-yard line. The imposing figure of Dave Butts digging in. 2nd down 20 after a holding call. Collins on the handoff. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Up until that point, the Patriots had a -1 rushing for the first half. That'll put them on the plus side of the ledger. 3rd down, they still need 13 for the first. Tony Eason again in trouble behind the line. Gets rid of it to Ramsey, and Ramsey not quite enough for the first down at the Redskin 41. They've got 2 timeouts left, and now they're going to call
Go ahead and use
try
it.
to
That's it.
conserve as much as they can.
Go ahead and use it.
Coming up at halftime, all kinds of goodies for you. Scores and highlights. Brent Nerve back in the studio in New York. We also have some interesting features for you, including one on legends of the game. And our feature this week will be the great Packer middle linebacker of days gone by, Ray Nitschke. Tony Franklin getting that barefoot ready just in case. You know, he told me yesterday, I don't think you were around, I was talking to him yesterday. He says, when Dick was coaching, we played Minnesota in a playoff game in December. I was asking him, how do you keep that thing, the foot warm in cold weather?
Yeah.
And he said he got out there to try a field goal against the Vikings, and his foot was virtually numb. And he looks over, and Bud Grant calls a timeout.
Bud Grant's very smart coach.
Very smart. He said it really got numb then. I said, did you make the field goal? He said, yeah.
I think Tony, if he'd have had his brothers, would have rather been traded to the West Coast or to Miami, where, you know, in December you still got a chance of some warm weather.
Well, he's got a shoe that he wears the rest of the time, but he just doesn't wear it to kick.
You know, I've seen him kick with a shoe on, and he doesn't kick as well either. There must be a velocity thing. You add that weight to the foot, it doesn't travel as fast when it hits the ball.
On that last play, as you look at the timeouts remaining, Rich Malott of the Redskins came off the field injured, and it looks like he may have hurt his shoulder. We'll try to get an update for you there. 4th down. Now they need 2 for the first down at the 42-yard line. 30 seconds left in the half. Eason again going to Derek Ramsey for the first down at the 33-yard line. Redskins are ruling that he trapped the ball incomplete, but the officials say no. But Patriots have 1 timeout left as they try to line it up here in the hurry-up offense. Eason takes a good look downfield. Protection good. To Collins to the 27. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. And they finally get it stopped. So Franklin will get a shot at it here.
How many yards is this one, Frank?
Well, the line of scrimmage will be the 27. They line it up 7 back. That'll be 34. That'll make it a 44-yarder. And he's had only
one field goal
attempt this year.
Though he only missed 1 in the preseason.
Yeah, he had
the 7 for 8 or 6 for 7 in the preseason.
Notice Rich Malott is leaving the field under the accompaniment of a trainer.
Oh, that's too bad. They've had him their share of injuries, and he's such a dependable player.
That's got to be hard on your feet.
You bet. You know, Tony is 50% from this distance in his career, 22 for 44.
It's an awful big field goal here for the Patriots. They need something to get some momentum going prior to halftime, and this will be the final play of the first half.
If this guy, this kicker you're watching on the screen right now, number 1, could ever have a streak of hitting some game-winning field goals, I believe he could develop the confidence and the belief in himself that he could be one of the fine kickers, because nobody hits the ball any harder than he hits it.
Well, talk about his distance. When he was with the Eagles, he hit a 59-yarder once, didn't he?
The first time we beat Dallas on a Monday night in 1979, about 4 seconds before the half.
Well, this is 3 seconds before the half. 44-yard field goal attempt. Rich Malott is getting his elbow x-ray. That's the word. The kick is high. It's going to be short. Drops under the crossbar. No good.
Got under it too much spin on it.
So time runs out here at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and the defending NFC champion Washington Redskins have dominated the first half. That's the end of the first half with the score, the Redskins 10 and the Patriots nothing. Washington Redskins leading the New England Patriots by a score of 10-0. I'm Frank Lieber, along with me Dick Vermeil, and we're wondering what's happened to an offense that scored 38 points last week, the Patriots. They haven't been able to do anything.
Frank, they're playing against a good defensive football team, but really, I don't think they're giving their real quality big offensive linemen a chance to be physical. They've got to let those guys get out there and get after the Redskins if they're going to run the football.
Just keep it more basic, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, give those physical big guys that are 280 pounds a chance to block somebody. I think they're going to do that in the second half.
Well, the rushing game has been virtually non-existent. 6 carries for a total of 5 yards in the first half. The Redskins really haven't had that much offense themselves, but they have generated 2 long drives, and they've wound up with 10 points, and they lead it 10-0. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in Foxborough in just a moment. Welcome back to Foxborough. Impressive ceremonies here at halftime honoring Red Auerbach, the president of the Boston Celtics, who was awarded his own New England Patriot jersey, number 2. Now, a Celtics jersey number 2 is going to be retired January 5th at Boston Garden. Number 1 belonged to Walter Brown, the former owner of the Celtics, and Mr. Auerbach will receive jersey number 2, and now he's got a matching one from the Patriots in honor of his many, many outstanding accomplishments here in New England. Jeff Hayes ready to kick off for the Washington Redskins as we start the second half, and Greg Hawthorne, jack of all trades. He's played some running back, some wide receiver, and some tight end. Back to receive. Good kickoff. 4 yards deep in the end zone. And Hawthorne elects not to run it out.
First down and 10 for the Patriots offense.
So we'll see what the Patriots can do offensively. CBS Sports Saturday. This is one I know you've been waiting for quite some time. Jerry Cooney's return to the ring. He's going up against a guy that has an outstanding record, Phil Brown.
When you haven't been beaten, you know, when you get that 22-0-2, you have to be pretty good. Of course, 1 loss isn't too bad for old Cooney.
Cooney's got to be a little rusty, of course. It's been a couple of years. You'll also see the New York Triathlon and the Marlboro Cup featuring Slew of Gold in the second leg of racing's fall Triple Crown. Patriots going to try to run the football, which they tried to do in the first half very unsuccessfully. 6 yards. Total rushing in the first half. Collins on that carry for no gain.
Darrell Grant did a nice job at the point of attack, number 77, defensive right tackle on Big John Hanna, and stuffed it right there on the line of scrimmage. You can see, though, Frank, they're going to come out maybe and get after it a little bit behind those big people, or at least try to.
Redskins defense, masterful job on the Patriots. A very talented offensive team, shutting them out in the first half of play. 2nd and 10. Eason with the fake into the middle. Again, scrambling, hitting Starring, but there's not much there. He'll get about a yard, and that'll be it. Dave Butts, number 65 over there.
Dave Butts at 295 just tackles a wide receiver at 170 pounds. And that really shows the character of this guy. He rushes the passer and then goes tackles the guy that guides the ball. There's real character. That's why they're playing good today.
This is not Tony Eason's first start as a Patriot. In fact, he finished up last season, the last month of the year. After Steve Grogan broke his leg in game number 12, they finished the year at 2-2 under Eason.
He had a very good preseason, too, Frank. Only threw 1 interception.
But so did Grogan. And then Grogan went bad in the first half of the first game. Flag down. Intended for Starring. And Darrell Green, number 28, was over there defending. We've got a penalty marker down on the play, and let Pat Haggerty, the referee, unravel this one for you. It will be illegal motion against the Patriots, which will be declined because it sets up a punting situation.
Illegal motion. 81. Offense. Decline. 4th down.
I was checking some of the stats, and Eason late last year in that 4-game period that he was in there, the offense managed 37 points in 4.5 games under him, won 2 and lost 2. And of course, last Sunday, the Patriots offense scored 38 points in 2.5 quarters. Restridge in to do the punting.
Frank, the last time these two teams met, Nelms returned a 75-yarder for a touchdown.
That's another line drive, returnable kick, 45 to the 50 to the 48-yard line, and again a marker is down.
James making the stop.
Restridge had 3 punts for 40 yards in the first half. And that one, 32-yarder.
That was a lousy punt. Like I said earlier, you can tell that they're up.
Middle of the back. Number 51 on the return. 1st down.
The penalty is against the Washington Redskins.
You could sense yesterday that the special teams coach was concerned about Mr. Prestridge's lack of consistency in his punting, and he's only had the 1 good punt today.
The penalty on Monty Coleman, the Redskin linebacker. We've got a timeout here in Foxborough early in the 3rd period. Defensive standout for the Redskins. Getting a rest right now is John Riggins going back to work to start the second half for Washington. He gets 10 yards on the carry out to the 50-yard line. Let's go to Brent in New York.
Frank, we've got an update on San Francisco, Philadelphia. With time running out in the first half, Matt Cavanaugh's 2nd touchdown pass of the half. 2 yards now to Freddie Solomon, 14-6 49ers at the half. Back to Frank and Dick.
Back once again in Foxborough. Our score 10-0 Redskins. Redskins with a 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Riggins. They go Riggins right, then Riggins left.
And Riggins left again because they're running up behind Russ Grimm, 68, and Joe Jacoby. You know, there's 305 pounds and 285 pounds. And Toby Williams, you know, if New England has a weakness in their defense, it's the down linemen. You know, they're not all the number 1 pick. They just have the number 1 pick in Ken Sims, and he has really been an underachiever.
Williams, you're saying, is an overachiever?
Toby Williams is a guts player. He gives it everything he's got, but he's not the most gifted guy in the world, but a player.
2nd down 4 for the Redskins at the Patriot 43-yard line. Walker in motion. Riggins, another 1st down. This one at the 39-yard line. Speaking of Williams, you know, the Patriots came to camp this year with 6 guys named Williams on their team, and they still have 4.
You can see what's happening. Watch the offensive right tackle here on your screen. See number 74, C73. Widen that man to Then he turns back up inside. He's just stretching Sims out there by pretending like he's going to hook block him, but he's not. He's just stretching him along the line of scrimmage and giving him the spot for Riggins to run.
Ball control is the name of the game, and the Hogs are certainly doing their job. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Patriots. Charlie Brown in motion, number 87, Theismann again to Riggins, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
They're pounding away.
Are they ever?
Pounding away. Big Russ and Big Joe and Jeff Bostic on the handling nose guard. Look right down here on the ground level. Now, how'd you like to play linebacker in this? You're sitting in your home there. How'd you like to have to make the tackle on this guy right now? There you are. You make the play. Don Blackman does it, number 55.
Time of possession in the first half of this game. Washington, 21 minutes, 42 seconds. Patriots, 8 minutes, 18 seconds. And it's because of Riggins, who's just breaking off 5, 10, 8, 7 every carry.
The offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage. Really a nice job that time by Jeff Bostic, the center, and Mark May getting the nose guard off and then cutting back behind him. Kenny Hupp's in there now at right guard, number 61, and Stark is playing right tackle, 74.
That's the Redskins' 14th first down to only 4 for the Patriots. And Riggins has just gone over 100 rushing, 102 yards in 20 carries. That's an average of just over 5 yards per carry. First down, 26 of the Patriots. Riggins right. This time they stopped him at the line of scrimmage.
They came after him with a dog, then they committed some people up in there. Now they've got him in the second long. They'll probably come with Joe Washington in this situation.
Ken Sims, number 77, on the stop. In 1982, first player in the draft from the University of Texas, but he's had some injury problems. And as Ron Meyer was pointing out, sometimes it takes guys 3-4 years to really develop into standouts.
He said he's going to give him all the time he needs, but this guy really has got to get the heart pumping a little bit heavier, that's all.
2nd and 10 from the 26. To about the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. He makes that little false step to the right, and then he comes back left.
That's the counter play that they love to run against the 30 defense with 2 linebackers standing up inside. He steps one way to try to make the linebacker step that way. Then he goes back the other way, allowing that backside guard and tackle to get out in front of him. That time, well defense by New England.
And in a passing situation, Riggins will come out and be replaced by Joe Washington. 3rd down, 8. If the Patriots are going to stop him on this drive, this would probably be the time. They're at the 24-yard line of New England. Theismann going with the sideline throw. And not a good pass. He threw it behind him.
He missed him. And Joe, if you could see the expression on his face, I couldn't see his face, but I could tell what he was saying and doing by the way he was shaking his head that time. He was upset with himself. He very seldom misses a man when he's that clear in the open.
Theismann is 7 out of 14 for 69 yards, and Mosley will come on for his second field goal attempt of the afternoon. This will be a 42-yard effort.
He's batting .536. At this distance, that's pretty good home run hitting.
It's long enough, and it's good. Lined it right through. Mosley 2 out of 2 in the field goal department this afternoon. The Redskins stretch their lead to 13-0 here in Foxborough. Dominated the Patriots. They lead at 13-0 just about halfway through the 3rd period here in Foxborough. 8 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the quarter as Jeff Hayes tees it up for the Washington Redskins. And once again, Greg Hawthorne is deep, standing on the goal line. Ron Meyer thought about putting Irving Fryer back there, but I think he's a little bit too valuable.
Well, not that the play isn't important, but he's using him, as the receiver. And they only have 3 healthy receivers. Not a returnable ball.
Down in the end zone by Greg Hawthorne, and again the Patriots will get the football at the 20-yard line. And they need to do something to get back in this ball game. Coming up next Saturday on CBS, the Fighting Illini, Illinois and Iowa, 2 of the preseason favorites for top honors. Illinois with a big victory over Michigan State yesterday. Iowa lost to Ohio State. Illinois coach Mike White coached Tony Eason.
Tony Eason. I talked to Mike this week on the phone in regard to Tony Eason, and he said he didn't feel the guy would have been ready to start last year as a rookie, but he should be ready by now.
Eason Eason, number 11, has been at the throttle in the one-back offense. Craig James is now in at the running back. Good protection. And Eason throws it slightly behind Irving Fryer, and he had him wide open.
Oh, he did. It was a nice square-in pattern.
60,503 on hand here at Foxborough.
You'll see Fryer right here come down and run a nice square in there. The quarterback goes back, steps up, has plenty of time, but he doesn't get him the football. Now watch Fryer come off the line of scrimmage in the slot. He comes down now. He gets the zone coverage. See, no one covered him man-to-man. He slides into the zones. There it is. He just threw it behind him. I think he was so wide open he tried to steer the ball.
Second down, 10. Eason on the rollout this time. Well, he looked like a rookie on that throw.
Well, I tell you, there was a defender in front of the receiver, and he couldn't throw it low, so he tried to lay it over the top.
He is looking for the tight end, Lynn Dawson, number 87.
You could boo the quarterback if you want to, Frank. You should give credit to the defense on that. There was a defender right in front of this man. Now, maybe he should have gone to some different receiver.
Eason is 12 out of 18 for 107 yards. What a difference a week makes.
Well, he only completed about 50% of his passes last week. Yeah, 12 out of what, 24?
12 out of 22.
Yeah.
3 wide receivers in there. Craig James, the running back, number 32, the former SMU star.
Throw it. You can see that coming, Frank.
Redskins have recovered at the 15-yard line. Monty Coleman, number 51, comes up with the football as he got Eason from behind and ripped his arm down, and with it the football.
You can see right here the 2 defenders right outside are going to come in here and get some pressure on him from the backside. The quarterback gets up into here, and they come around behind him and nail him. Here we go. Run it, go. Watch this now. As you watch, see the defenders, both of them coming to the outside. One picked up, but he whipped him to the inside now. Flips the ball on the ground.
Timeout with 8 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the third period as Monty Coleman accepts congratulations from his teammates for the big play. That's the time remaining in the third quarter. The Patriots turning it over for the second time to the Redskins, giving them the ball in excellent field position at the 15, and Theismann wants 6 immediately and gets it. Touchdown, Charlie Brown. So Theismann wasted no time at all capitalizing on the turnover as he rifles the bullet to Charlie Brown. He was deep in a loom.
Here he is right now. Now watch, man in motion. Monk coming inside to tie up the safeties inside. Now watch the little stick right there. That's it. Came in on the post. Beat him badly going to the post. Nice play by Charlie Brown. Touchdown, Charlie Brown.
Well, as we saw last week, Redskins can score in a hurry when you give them that football.
Yeah, and they're likely to go after you.
Mosley with the extra point. It's 20-0. Washington with 8:07 left in the third. Dick and I will be back in Foxborough right after this. Welcome back to Foxborough, and as the Patriots await this kickoff, we mentioned Irving Fryer. Why he wasn't back there, all of a sudden he's shown up.
Hey, they're down 20-0. They're not worrying about him as a receiver right now. They want to make this guy make something happen by giving him more opportunities to touch the ball.
And again, the wind kicks up, blows the ball off the tee for Hayes.
It must swirl down because the flag here to our left really isn't moving around much, so it must swirl down there at the floor of the stadium.
Great view of the New England countryside. You can see the lead just beginning to turn. They want to keep it away from Fryer. They did so successfully, but it goes out of bounds at the 5, which means the Redskins will have to re-kick. Don't forget, right after this one, we've got the second half of the CBS doubleheader, depending on where you happen to be. Most of you will see the Packers take on the Cowboys, and Forrest Gregg, unhappy with his offense, has done some switching around in that offensive line.
Well, he changed both offensive guards, bringing 2 guys in there. That actually one guy was a tackle a year ago. He must be upset. And when old Forrest gets mad, I think he can get a reaction from his football team.
And if you're not watching that one, you'll see the Giants take on Tampa Bay, or Chicago go against Seattle as Franco and Walter Payton go head-to-head.
Those Chicago Bears are an impressive team, Frank. When we did that preseason game at the end of the year, both you and I left there feeling that
look at this.
That's a good team.
We made the big board. That's Diamond Vision. You've just grown 25 feet tall.
That gives you a weird feeling to look over there and see that, doesn't it?
It is indeed.
Sakes. Hi, Mom. Yeah.
All right, let's see if Hayes has brought Rich Maudie up just in case to do the holding, in case the ball blows. Or you can see the breeze down there on flapping on his sleeve.
Yeah.
So there is quite a bit more breeze down there.
Yeah, he got his foot into that one. Tough one to return, too. He got way up in the air.
We got a flag down. 5, 10, 20. Irving Fryer out to the 26-yard line. All-American at Nebraska. You're an All-American wide receiver at Nebraska who runs the football as much as they do. They've done something.
Offside. Kicking team, number 39.
They'll kick it over again. Wansley, Otis Wansley, number 39, was so excited about getting down there and making a hit. He set a club record last year, Frank, for the number of hits on special teams. This guy loves to play football, and he's a great role player. He does what the coaches ask him to do. Whatever it is, cover punts, cover kickoffs, he will make plays.
He would be an outstanding candidate for that new Pro Bowl position they voted this year.
Definitely. A special teams player, not the punt returner, not the kick returner, not the place kicker, not the punter, a guy that just makes plays, covering punts and kickoffs. This guy would be a great candidate. I would vote for him.
Patriots got Tupu. Of course, Dallas has got Bill Bates, who is expected to be activated next week and play for the first time this year. And there are many other great specialty team players around the league who make their living doing this, basically.
But, you know, he had 157 hits on special teams last year. That's a lot of hits. That's more than a lot of boxers. Maybe Cooney will take in that fight coming up.
You got to be a coach to appreciate that figure, I'm sure.
You do. You really do.
Let's see what Fryer can do with this one, and if indeed they do kick to Fryer.
That was a great kick last time. He really got the ball up in the air. I think I'll time this one, Frank. Lousy kick. That's a return ball. That's a return ball.
Returned it to the 19-yard line. We got another flag down.
Look who made that play.
Your man Otis.
Oh, my, I love those kind of guys. They excite me. You know, they excite the rest of the football team. Now watch this. Watch, he's going to take on a blocker where he thought he was going to get blocked. They turn him loose.
39.
He's short, stocky, diving in there, still running, looking, hunting that ball carrier. He finds him, boom, puts him down. Oh,
well, you may
take him home.
You may have heard Pat Haggerty's voice in the background, and he said offside 39, which is the reason he got down there as quick as he did.
He's going to question his conditioning now. I got to cover another one of those.
How many have they kicked us? 3 or 4?
1, 2. This is the fourth one. First one out of bounds, 2 offsides, going on the 4th kickoff. I don't ever remember seeing that.
Well, they keep moving back. They're back to the 25-yard line now. This may give New England their best field position of the day.
So far, you know, that's what? That's a 15-yard gain offensively already for them. They better put Otis on the bench this time. Wonder what he ate for breakfast.
It's a warm afternoon, and you can get pretty winded running up and down the field. And Otis is earning his money today. Let's see if he does it again.
You know, the other thing that he does, he is the lead blocker in all those goal line and short yardage plays for Mr. Riggins. You know, that's probably why he has such a short neck.
Patriots.
That's the offensive line coach there. Offensive line coach Bill Muir. He's saying, come on, guys.
Well, we got a report now that Fryer hurt his thigh on that last kickoff, and now they've got Greg Hawthorne back in the middle position. Now look at that kick from the 25-yard line. He puts it 5 yards deep in the end zone.
You should see Hayes' enthusiasm on that. He was really excited.
He's glad to get off the field. For an NFL Today report, let's go to Brenton, New York.
Well, Frank and Dick, some things never change. You remember Bud Grant's special teams? Well, here they go again under Les Steckel. Greg Coleman's punt. Robbie Martin is back to return it for the Lions. He's looking for an alley, and down he comes. The ball is loose. Chris Martin's got it. Touchdown, Minnesota. Fumble return, 23-14. Back now to Frank and Dick.
Did you notice that Coleman didn't let his shirt go either? Just to make sure he wouldn't recover it. Robbie Martin. First and 10. Patriots from the 20-yard line. Eason completes the pass to Fryer at the 34-yard line. Nice 33.
See, that little play action fake prevented that inside linebacker from getting back underneath that. Therefore, a passing lane for him to stick it in there. See the wide receiver now. He's going to come off the line of scrimmage. He's going to push probably about 14, 15. See him stick right there with his outside foot. Coming inside now. Vernon Dean, 32, drove on the ball, but with no help underneath, it's tough to defense.
14-yard pickup and a first down for the Patriots at their 34. Tony Eason at quarterback. He's gone all the way, trying to hit Stephen Starry. You know, he does not drop back very far, does he?
He doesn't, but on that kind of play, you're not supposed to, because he's throwing that in about 1.8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and let it go. And that kind of pass doesn't call for a deeper drop. But I've noticed through the first half that he wasn't getting back very far, and therefore the rush was always around him.
It'll be interesting to note if they've changed that at all here in the second half of plays. You look at some other scores around the NFL. 2nd and 10, Patriots at their 34. Our score, Redskins 20, Patriots nothing. 7 minutes left in the third. Darrell Green lined up with Fryer. Eason looking the other direction, gets it out to Craig James, 40, 45, and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. James, who played with the Washington franchise in the United States Football League this year and was obtained by the Patriots. Great combination runner-receiver.
Now watch the far receiver here. I think it's number 40, Greg Hawthorne. He goes up. He's going to run a little move to the inside, but he does the important thing now. Watch him get the block. Actually, he tackles him in, but he gets a nice block. That was the key to that play right there. Good. He got away with it.
He certainly did get away with it.
Mr. Hawthorne.
1st and 10. Patriots at their 47-yard line. James, number 32, the setback. He's the third the Patriots have used. Flag down. Eason trying to reach Fryer. Not only did Fryer not get the football, but he took a shot from Tony Peters, and now we got a flag thrown in the secondary, and I think they're going to get Peters for an unsportsmanlike conduct, and we probably got a hold behind the line of scrimmage on the Patriots. Again, Pat Haggerty unraveling it, and I'm sure he'll tell you all about it.
We have holding, offense, personal foul, defense, offset, replay the down.
Let's take a look at that late hit now. You'll see the receiver going for the ball right there. So look, now comes Peters. Where is he? There it is. He drilled him right there. Good call. You know, Peters has a license to sell real estate, but not to hit late.
Absolutely. 1st and 10. Down replay. Patriots with the ball at their 47. This may be the first time they'll have crossed the 50 if they get across since early in the second period. On the delay, James down to the 42-yard line of the Washington Redskins. So Craig James, no stranger at all to Washington fans, since he did play with the Federals of the USFL.
John Hanna did a real nice job of turning out. Now, watch to the right of your screen. See John Hanna turn out, number 77 right there, and turn him around. Got a nice block. Now the center's getting a nice block. Mr. Brock right there. Number 58 get a nice block on the linebacker, 52, Neil Okowitz.
That is the Patriots' first rushing first down of the day. They're at the Redskin 42. Eason looking downfield. Protection is good. Goes to Lynn Dawson, the tight end. Now he's a 240-pounder. And he took quite a hit from Tony Peters, so Peters must be a little mad for getting flagged earlier and really put the lick that time on Dawson at the 38-yard line.
Dawson is a big, strong guy. You know, he's an ordained minister. Not many of those guys playing in the National Football League.
Play selection thus far, and you can see that the Redskins have pretty well stuck to the ground.
And they've sort of forced, I think, New England out of their game plan of wanting to run a little bit more.
On 2nd and 6, Eason airing it out for Starry. Touchdown! Yards on the play as Sullivan Stadium erupts with excitement.
Tony Green is not very big. Number 28, see him clean up there. He moves to the inside because he has a little out-nut move right there. Now he turns and runs, and Tony Green can really fly. but the ball was put right on the money. A nice job by the quarterback, Tony Eason, and the receiver, Stephen Starr.
Tony Franklin on to try the extra point. Could this be the start of another Patriots comeback? The kick is good. We've got a lot of time to play. 5 minutes and 26 seconds left in the third period. 20-7, Redskins.
In the excitement of the play, Darrell Green was the cornerback, number 28. Very fine, was the number one choice, right, in a fine corner.
He was a great number one pick last year. Franklin preparing to kick off, barefoot and all.
Got it up in the air, but very short.
Nelms at the 20. 25, hit shy of the 30. And the Patriots specialty team comes out looking fired up.
That's that 95 again, doing a heck of a job.
Ed Reynolds.
Ed Reynolds.
Second-year linebacker out of Virginia. Made a couple of key plays in the goal line stand. There he is. Second half of the CBS doubleheader. Our feature game, the Green Bay Packers against the Dallas Cowboys, coming up next. Or you'll see Tampa Bay play the Giants, or Chicago against Seattle. Well, the crowd is alive. It's the first time that they've been pumped up since the opening minutes of this ball game. First and 10 at the 29, flag down. And I think Theismann at the 30-second clock run out on it.
No, I think it was the right tackle also moved. The right tackle, George Stark, flinched.
Haggerty's saying, let me take a look at the markers over here. Out of the way, guys.
All start. Number 74. Offense.
That was the case.
You know, you have to give the Redskins coaching staff a lot of credit for getting this team ready to go when they could hardly even practice Wednesday, bumped and bruised, and you know, and they really work hard on the practice field to prepare, and it shows right today.
Walk-off moves it back to the 24-yard line. First and 15, and the crowd beginning to chant defense now. Patriots can shut them down in this series. This crowd's really going to get loud. Riggins. Across the 25 to the 26. He got a couple of very tough yards for another NFL report. Once again, here's Brent in New York.
Frank, here's the video of the day. Ron Brown, the Olympic speedster, a member of the United States 4x100-meter relay team, now with the Rams, breaks free, and he's got it from Jeff Kemp for a touchdown. And the Rams go ahead of the Bengals 14-7. Let's go back to Frank and Dick.
Well, it's obvious Ron Brown wasn't just running track.
No,
because he learned to catch somewhere.
Turn and make that reverse pivot catch in the air. He must be a gymnast.
And time remaining was time left in the third period. Theismann on the rollout. A flag is down as he overthrows Art Monk. But a penalty marker behind the line of scrimmage where you normally get the holding call. Penalty-filled ball game. Tippett was blitzing on that play, and they might have been trying to hold him up.
Holding. Number 44. Offense. Defensive pass interference. Number 23. Replay the down.
This is a very clever play. Now watch the quarterback right there, Joe Theismann. He starts straight back, and then he sprints out as the linemen all try to hook block and get him out here where there's no pass rush. They've really made this play popular in the National Football League. Everybody's doing it. Straight back. Now see him sprint out there. He's out there, no rush around him. He lays it up. There was pass interference. There was a chuck beyond the 5-yard legal area there, Frank, and therefore it comes back.
And Riggins hanging on to Tippett, the blitzing linebacker from the left side. So the down is replayed. It is 2nd and 12 for the Redskins at their 27. Theismann looking left, now sprints out right. Sees some running room. 30. He's got the first down. And still on his feet, he's at the 40. And finally knocked out of bounds somewhere, the officials say, near midfield. They'll bring it back to about the 50, but it'll be more than enough for the first down. 35 years old, you're not supposed to be able to do that.
He starts back, and you'll see him back in there going with that same play we just diagrammed for you, going the other way, dash right. Now he becomes a punt returner again in his old rookie days. Look at him run. That might be his longest run from the line of scrimmage as a quarterback. I'm just checking that, Frank.
Charlie Brown did an excellent job blocking downfield to keep the defenders away, and Theismann picks up 25 on the scramble.
He had a career 6.1 yard rushing average as a quarterback.
First and 10 Redskins at the Patriot 49. They go back to Riggins. And the tried and true. And Riggins gets a yard or so before the Patriots jam up the middle. Steve Nelson, number 57, on the stop. That's the time remaining in the third period as we check some other scores. Minnesota and Detroit's been back and forth. Jets leading Buffalo. Pat Ryan doing a good job quarterbacking. And Cleveland over Pittsburgh. And Cleveland needs the win badly. Our score 20-7. Second down and 8. Redskins with the ball at the Patriots 46. Joe Washington squirts through to the 40 to the 35 and has the first down at the 34-yard line.
There's that same counter that the Redskins have really like to run. Now watch the fullback right here. Step right here and come on back with the help of both of the guard and a tackle coming at the point of attack. Watch this play go now. Here they go. Watch him step to the left. See, giving time for both linemen to get out there. 68, Russ Grimm. 66, Joe Jacoby. And there he goes. Back up inside, number 25. Nice run.
Washington with 12-yard pickup and a first down for the Redskins at the New England 34. Washington running room up the middle. Inside the 30 to the 27. Just jitterbugging his way around there. I don't think anybody touched him as he passed the line of scrimmage.
He can dart and dash back and forth in there as well as anybody. You know, he always keeps his feet apart, and he can bounce up inside those little cracks.
Second and 3 for the Redskins with the ball at the Patriot 27. Ron Meyer, the third-year head coach of the New England Patriots.
He wants that ball back, get his one-back attack going. What did he say about his one-back attack?
You only need one football. That's why you only need one back. Washington contained at the line of scrimmage.
That guy loves to play. Doug Rogers from Bakersfield, California. He loves to play football. A really overachiever. You know, one of those guys that gives more than he has to give, and he gets it done.
Former second-round draft pick at Atlanta, who was obtained by the Patriots this year.
You know what he does in the off-season?
I have no idea.
Missionary work for the Mormon Church.
Really?
Yeah, real Quaker guy.
Big play. Crowd into it. Third down. Redskins need 4 for the first down at the 28-yard line. First down and some more as Art Monk on the pass completion takes it to the 14-yard line. Reason for the crowd reaction, the wave is making its presence felt here in Foxborough. There it is.
There it goes. Everybody's doing that. Here's a ground level shot. Now you see him pedal back there. Look, now the linebacker coming right down his throat, and he goes ahead and gets rid of it anyway. I'll tell you, Don Blackman had him zeroed in, but he got rid of it anyway.
15-yard pickup on the play and a first down at the 13-yard line.
So that's the difference between an inexperienced quarterback and an experienced one. He knew how much time he had, and he got rid of it.
Charlie Brown is wide to the right side. To give us to Riggins, breaks a tackle at the 10, gets down to about the 7 or 6-yard line. So the Redskins answering the Patriots' long touchdown bomb with another ball control drive. Their third long drive of the afternoon. They're looking at a second down and a long 3 needed for the first down at the 6-yard line. Joe Gibbs.
They're eating up the clock, pounding on them, knocking them out of there physically. Let's see if they bring that one in motion. Okay? There's that same counter.
Riggins contained at the 5-yard line. That's short of the first down. They have to net the 3 to pick up the first. Clock ticking away, the final 35 seconds of the third quarter. in Foxborough, and John Riggins is now the Redskins' all-time leading rusher.
I salute him. Tell you, he's done a heck of a job.
Surpassing the old mark of Larry Brown. Riggins has 116 yards in 26 carries.
So he needs 2 more to break the record, though. Needed 118 coming in, Frank.
Third down, 2. Theismann. Pass is incomplete. I don't know if somebody got a hand on it or not, but that means that Mosley and the field goal unit will come on. Mosley is 2 out of 2.
I sort of expected them down there with only needing 3 yards for a first down and 2 downs to get it, to go ahead and muscle at him on that left side, but they didn't do it. .84% for his career from this distance. And this will be a little more than an extra point. 22 yards. It's good. Fans are still doing the wave, but it didn't bother the Redskins as they put together the long ball control drive, and the clock has now run down to 1 second left to play in the third quarter. So there'll be time for the kickoff, and that will be it as far as the third period is concerned here in Foxborough. Again, the second half of the doubleheader featured game will be the Green Bay Packers at Dallas to play the Cowboys. Tom Landry had a birthday last week. He becomes the only 60-year-old coach the Dallas Cowboys have ever had. 60. And plus, he's the only coach.
Oh, well, I thought you'd pick up on that.
Tampa Bay and the New York Giants, that'll be a helmet buster.
Giants could be 3-1, and they go to the West Coast next week to play the Rams. And the Bears and Seattle, the Seahawks. Again, the meeting between Walter Payton and Franco Harris. These fans don't get tired, do they?
No. Frank, I'll bet you Wansley, number 39 or 47, makes the play. Greg Williams. What do you want to bet?
I'll go along with that.
Cold Pepsi on the way to the airport, all right?
You got it. Rich Maudie comes in to hold. Hawthorne is deep along with John Williams. It'll be Hawthorne. And again, the Patriots do not run it out. Hayes has been putting that ball consistently into the end zone.
47 was close. I won the bet.
He was close. That is the end of the third period. With the score, the Washington Redskins 23, the New England Patriots 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Excitement. Light beer from Miller, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by the over 1,300 Midas muffler and brake shops.
Dick Vermeil, welcome back to Foxborough. Into the final period of play we go. And the Patriots pull it out as they did last week. They trailed 23-7. Eason to Stephen Starling, and Starling trying to break a big one, knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Let's see if we got a penalty marker down. Either that or we got a frisbee down is what we got on the field. Somebody.
No, there is also a flag down. Might be a face mask or something over here.
Face mask at the point where he caught the ball.
Number 32.
There's a break for the Patriots. The penalty against Vernon Dean, the defensive back.
Boy, he's playing well. Getting his start last week and making the interceptions. The interception for the touchdown. He's playing with a lot of confidence and command, and they really needed that. Let's see if we can see the face mask. Now, here are the ball carriers. Stephen starting 81. There's Dean. Oh, yes, definitely. See, Dean with the left hand reached up there and hooked the face mask. Not purposely.
First and 10, Patriots at their 44-yard line. They're down 23-7. Tony Eason. Charles Mann almost got him. He evades Mann. It's Lynn Dawson, the tight end, for the first down at the 30-yard line. Tony Peters runs him out of bounds. Eason has now hit 18 out of 25.
Now you're going to see what actually happens here. The quarterback comes out, and the defensive end to the right of your screen loses contain. Now here he goes. See him right here. Coming right there, coming to the outside. Now he loses contain. Loses contain. He can't do that if he's going to keep that pressure on the quarterback.
Patriots from the 30-yard line, over the middle, intended for Derek Ramsey. The other tight end. Pass is incomplete. For an NFL Today report, here's Brent in New York.
Frank, against the St. Louis Cardinals, you can apparently go to your tight end. Richard Todd has gone 6 times to Hobie Brenner today for 131 yards, this time for a touchdown, and the Saints have now gone ahead on that 15-yarder right now, 20-14. Let's go back to Frank and Dick.
Well, those long-suffering fans in New Orleans may finally have something to cheer about. Our game, 23-7. Redskins lead the Patriots. Second down, 10. Patriots at the Washington 30-yard line. Eason,
Great protection.
drops straight back into the end zone for Fryer. It turned into a high jump contest between Fryer and Vernon Dean, number 32 of the Washington Redskins. And we have another penalty marker down back at the line of scrimmage. It is against the Patriots, so had Fryer caught it, it would have been for naught. Through 3 periods, the Redskins have held the football 31 minutes and 49 seconds to the Patriots 13 minutes and 11 seconds. And the Patriots have 15 yards rushing for the ball game.
Holding, number 58, offense.
Peyton Brock guilty of the holding. Mark Mosley has become the NFL's all-time 8th leading scorer now with that 3rd field goal a moment ago. So some statistical milestones for several of the Redskins coming out of this ball game today. Penalty yardage moves it back to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 20. The fake to James and Eason trying to throw on the run. Darrell Green that time looked to be all over the intended receiver, Cedric Jones. And we got the flag.
Quarterback.
Eason trying to throw that thing on the move.
Defensive pass interference. Number 28, first down.
That carries with it the automatic first down at the 29.
See number 28 right there in the middle of your screen. Now Cedric Jones, number 83, working back. Evidently Darrell Green makes contact prior to the ball getting there. It looks like good defense to me. I can't see the contact.
Redskins defense has been outstanding. When you look at a team defensively that is the worst for the first 3 ball games in the NFC and given up yardage, they have done some job. Craig James takes it down to the 26-yard line. And Ron Meyer pulled off one of the great recruiting coups in college football history when he got Craig James and Eric Dickerson to come to SMU in the same year.
What he really got was an NFL job a few years later.
He probably did. That's one way to look at it.
Those guys make you look pretty smart as a football coach. That guy, Ron Meyer, was probably one of the great college recruiters. They say he can sell a drowning man a bucket of water.
I believe it. Yeah. 2nd down, 7. Patriots at the Washington 26. Starring in motion. Eason looking to Starring on the screen. 25, 20. Out of bounds, 15-yard line. First down. Patriots predict a great future for this young man, former college quarterback at McNeese State, Stephen Starring.
Little quick screen. He makes a fake inside there. He makes a little fake to freeze people. Now the lineman release. See the big 76 coming out there, Brian Holloway. All-pro tackle. Look at him right out there in front now. He's going to get a nice block right here at the point of attack. Oh, he missed him. I thought he got a block right there.
1st and 10, Patriots at the 14-yard line of the Washington Redskins. Starring wide to the right. And Fryer is set in the slot inside of him up at the top of your screen. Eason immediately looks that way. He's got Starring at the 6. That's good for 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the Redskins 6. Eason starting to warm up.
Yes, he's throwing with confidence now. You can see there's a slot formation out there, man in the middle. Now watch him just push down there right now, Starring. See, and he runs a little hitch to the outside. Reverse pivots. Bell Coffin, number 55, almost batted that down, but couldn't jump high enough. Nice touch on the ball by Tony Eason. Playing with a lot of poise right now, a lot of confidence.
And Starring has had a good afternoon catching the football. Moise Tatupu has come in at the running back, so that makes the Mooses in the end zone happy.
Good time for a real play action pass here.
2nd and 1 from the 6-yard line. Tatupu trying to pick up the first down.
Great defense. Boy, do they play that short yardage defense firmly. Boy, they play it well.
It'll be third down. Coleman, very handy man to have around. 6th year from Central Arkansas. Was 11th round draft pick back in '79.
Plus, he was the first NFL draft choice in the history of that program.
Patriots have a 3rd and less than a yard. Ball just outside the Washington 5. Again, they throw it to Tupou, and again he is blasted backwards. So give the Redskins credit.
They get penetration somewhere there, Frank, that I can't really see who's doing it, but they're getting it to him.
4th down, and they're coming on with the field goal unit. The fans don't like it.
Well, they figure they end up Frank, 10-23.
You got to score 3 times either way, right?
Yeah.
So you might as well get the field goal here, and then you've got to get 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Tony, why don't you shave your leg there? He has a little callous lump on the top of his instep there.
I can see
top
why.
of his foot.
It's a 22-yard effort for Franklin. It's good. So the Patriots get 3 out of the drive. The natives are restless here in Foxborough. Redskins still with a comfortable cushion at this point, 23-10. Does that picture a little bit of New England Americana for you?
Isn't that a beautiful view? You know, the trees are starting to turn up here. I went running the other morning, Frank, and breathing, and you could just see your breath coming out of your mouth. It was just chilly enough to do that. Just beautiful atmosphere up here.
Sullivan Stadium, as you're probably aware, 30-35 miles outside of Boston, set in the New England countryside.
Fine kick.
Nelms downs this one in the end zone. Coming up next, the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys from Texas Stadium. That's a renewal of a great pro football rivalry that dates back to the 60s. And Forrest Gregg, at one point, coached for Tom Landry.
Yes, he did. Yeah, didn't he also, was he a player coach?
He played 1 year. The Cowboys won the Super Bowl. He's a player coach.
Is Harold Carmichael going to get to play this week?
Well, he might. But they're working him in very slowly. He hasn't seen action yet for the Cowboys. Riggins.
There goes the record. Now he's got over 118 yards.
Hey, the Redskins' offense is so predictable, but the Patriots can't stop it.
They can't stop it. They're so physical over at that, and they're doing a good job. Now watch Jacoby number 66 and Grimm 68. See, they come off together on that one guy, and they bury him. Now the linebacker gets caught inside 55, and he bounces outside. He's getting a block downfield by the receiver. Rick Sanford, 25, comes in and puts him down.
But not before he picked up the first down. Again, Riggins. Short yardage this time to the 33. It's kind of like the old Lombardi theory. You may know what I'm going to do, but I dare you to stop me.
And I'm going to do it very, very well. And that's what they do. And then they just come off it with enough play-action passing and those kind of things. And all of a sudden, they've used up, 35 minutes of the ball game, sometimes 40, and you can't beat them.
And right now, the Redskins are doing a good job working on the clock.
14.
Riggins goes over 100. They are golden. And that's where he is right now. He's 2 carries shy of where he was last week. And he's not bad for a guy with a bad back. 2nd and 8 from the 32. Joe Washington darting. What do we call him? Remember last year we called him the Riggins and Washington, the Diesel and the Darter.
The Diesel and the Darter.
And that's what they are.
Watch the left side of the offensive line. Joe Jacoby, 66. Grimm, 68. Look at him pulling there. That's about 580 pounds of humanity leading you up through the hole, and there's a little 170-pound running back following him. I'd feel pretty safe running behind those guys.
Those Hogs have done a tremendous job dominating the New England defensive line. Great ball control, just classic ball control by Washington today. Third down, they need a yard for the first down, and they put Riggins back in there, and he gets it. They just can't stop him. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line as the clock ticks on. Under 10 minutes left to play in this game right now, with the Redskins owning a 23-10 lead.
You know what is a classic example of great coaching? Right here. Joe Gibbs tells us he has one healthy receiver. How does he win in the football game? Driving it down their throats, taking advantage of his big offensive lineman, and running the football over 40 times. Very fine coaching.
Charlie Brown wide to the right side. Art Monk, who is the healthy receiver, who is split left. Brown has played well despite being hurt. Riggins, that time stumbled at the line of scrimmage and may have been stopped for no gain. Toby Williams, number 90, was in there defensively for the New England Patriots. 10th round draft choice out of Nebraska last year, and filled in when Kenneth Sims broke his leg. Did a good job last year, and this year, as a result, Julius Adams is on the bench.
He's doing a real good job. Oh, Julius Adams, I'd like to be able to talk about him as the game goes, because he's the oldest defensive lineman playing in the NFL at 35 years old.
And that's old for a defensive lineman. 2nd down, 10. Skins at their 41-yard line. Quick throw out to Brown, 45. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
You can tell that Charlie Brown's not 100%. And I actually thought I saw him sort of dragging that one leg that's all taped up, that the hamstring problem.
The rushing game has been dominant for the Washington Redskins. It's been the big difference in this game. And look at the comparison here, and that just about tells the whole story, doesn't it?
No question. There's just no question about it, Frank. And the computer, through the year, the Bud Goody stat stuff that I like to read will really back up that kind of a stat in terms of winning and its correlation to it.
3rd down, 6. Redskins from their 46-yard line. Theismann again with the first down throw to Art Monk. Just enough for the first down in the Patriots' end of the field at the 47-yard line, as Theismann hits his 11th pass in 19 tries.
Now you know why they nickname Art Monk the Money. They call him Money because of all the big plays he makes. A money player.
Ron Meyer wishing that Art Monk would go away.
You know, they've got their best defensive player on him, Ray Claiborne, an all-pro. You know, right on him, step for step, and they can't stop him.
Tough man to stop. First down, Redskins at the 47 of the Patriots. Riggins to the 45 for a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd down, 8.
Look at Butts, number 65. Really a fine guy to visit with, bright guy. You know that Butts in the off season works in a bank. Can you imagine walking in a bank and there he is?
Getting some money, kid. Didn't he give you a present last year?
Yeah, he, you know, as a hobby, he carves decoys, and he gave me one. He knows I'm really like to hunt and fish and all that kind of stuff, and I really appreciate it.
St. Louis and New Orleans neck and neck in the 4th period, and the Cardinals in front by a point. Our score 23-10. Redskins lead it. They're trying to run out the clock right now on the New England Patriots as Riggins carries it down to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd, and they're looking at 3 for the first. Coming up next week on CBS, more great action. The first half of the doubleheader, the Cowboys and the Bears preceded by a feature on Mike Ditka.
I like the title.
Fire and Ice. You know, Ditka also coached under Landry, of course, before he went to Chicago.
Started as their special teams coach.
Bears and the Cowboys will be the first game of 2. In the second half of the doubleheader, you'll be watching one of these games. Redskins back home against Philadelphia in an Eastern Division battle. On 3rd and 3, Theismann in trouble behind the line, scrambles for the first down. So the Redskins keep the drive going, they keep the clock moving, and we've got a little altercation in the defensive backfield.
Fred Marion.
Marion and Charlie Brown were jersey to jersey.
Looked like a quarterback draw, but it was not.
It's a first down for the Redskins as Theismann checks the sidelines for the play. He's got the grease on again.
He's got that.
Didn't have it last week.
Yeah, he was mad. He threw a couple interceptions. Maybe he decided to put that staff back on. Uh-oh, the fans are leaving, Frank. They're writing it off.
Don't give up on the Patriots after last week. First and 10 from the 30. 5.5 minutes to go. Riggins averted a loss of about 5 yards and turns it into a loss of about 1. So Riggins going to be a little weary tonight. That's his 33rd carry of the day. Rams leading Cincinnati in the 4th period. We have word that Eric Dickerson was injured in that game. How serious, we don't know. But we'll try to check it out for you a little bit later on.
The credibility that they were going to try to establish in this ball game here in New England is fading away.
It's going to have to wait at least for another few weeks.
The man that we just saw walk off was as much the reason.
140 yards worth. 2nd and 11. Joe Washington slipping and falling behind the line of scrimmage, and Sims there to make sure that he wouldn't go anywhere. Patriots need 2 touchdowns to get back into this ball game with 4 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. Patriots' next outing will be against the New York Jets as they go back to the AFC Eastern Division next week. And as we said, the Redskins back to the NFC East against the Eagles.
How are the Eagles doing today?
They were losing to San Francisco last I heard. Dickerson, we understand, has a sprained wrist, so maybe it's not serious. Theismann on 3rd down.
Pass interference. Yeah, they called it. That's the 3rd one on Ernie, isn't it?
Well, Ernest Gibson picks up this one. I think the others were against Lippett.
That's right. It was Ronnie Lippett.
Interference. Number 43. First down.
You know, I like this in a cornerback. Here's number 43, a rookie, playing a very fine all-pro type guy, and he isn't afraid of him. He's going to challenge him and take him on. Look at that. Nice move by Monkey. Pushed him. Now look at the drive of 43 to the ball. You know, I still don't see pass interference in those kind of things. I don't see it.
Well, the officials do, and it's a first down for the Redskins at the 17-yard line, and things beginning to look rather dim. Gibson is just a rookie. 6th-round draft choice. Joe Washington carries over the left side to about the 12.
Did you see Joe Washington slither underneath the big offensive lineman? He went right under his armpits. There's a real winner in that Steve Nelson, number 57, their fine veteran inside linebacker. He really is a competitive guy. I had a nice visit with him the other day. 4 daughters. How many great football players do you know that raised a large family had all daughters? I can think of a lot of them. Yeah.
Right. 2nd down, 5 for the Redskins at the 13-yard line of the Patriots. Washington to about the 10.
Great block by Ken Huff, who's now playing left guard, number 61. They're letting him play more last week and this week. Fine veteran. One time was the number 1 pick of Baltimore Colts, was he not?
In retrospect, you'd think maybe the Patriots should have gone for the 4th and 1 down there and gone for the touchdown because they may not see the football again. This drive started after that kickoff following the field goal at the 20-yard line and has now reached the 9.
That's the problem. You know, you've got to make that decision. And, you know, sitting up here, you can always second guess it. But the Redskins, they get the ball, you never get it back.
3 minutes left to play in the game. 3rd down. Redskins need 2 for the first, and Washington does not get it. Washington is torn down behind the line of scrimmage by Don Blackman. Number 55, 2-year starter out of the University of Tulsa for the New England Patriots, and Joe comes limping off the field, a little gimpy.
Don Blackman, number 55, the right outside linebacker, will appear just a second here on your screen. Now you'll see him working that play inside out. See that right there? Just like you draw it on the blackboard. Nice job, Don Blackman. Just like you coach it on the practice field. I bet his linebacker coach really liked that one. Steve Sidwell.
Joe Washington is hurting. Oh, he is really hurting. He limped off the field, and then he seemed to be hurting more as he got to the sideline after 17 carries today. Shaken up on that tackle by Blackman. Meanwhile, Mosley has come in to try to do it again. He's been perfect so far today. 3 out of 3. And this attempt will be a 27-yarder as the clock runs down to the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back with the finish here at Foxborough right after this.
If it was serious, they wouldn't be wrapping around the outside of the uniform like that.
27-yard field goal attempt, and Mosley is 4 out of 4, and that one particularly significant because it means that the Patriots would now have to score 3 more times to get back into this game. 1 minute 57 seconds left, and the Redskins are about to go 2-2 on the year. Ready to kick off for the Washington Redskins. Greg Hawthorne will be the deep man. That last drive by the Redskins consumed 10 minutes of clock time. 10 minutes on the clock. Good kick. Up the middle is fielded by Tony Collins, and Collins takes it out to the 35, out to the 38-yard line. Make it Jones, Cedric Jones instead, the wide receiver, number 83. It'll be a first down at the 37. Redskins ran off 16 plays in that drive and 10 minutes on the clock.
Oh, I mean, it is. The defense has got to find a way to stop either dogging or stunting or something like that. Those guys, they just don't give you the ball back. That's all there is to it.
They had a 93-yard drive in the first half, which they ran off, I believe, 17 plays, and held the ball for something like 8 minutes. First and 10. Patriots at their 38-yard line. Eason. That one looked like it had interception written all over it. Vernon Dean was going for the interception. The pass, I believe, was intended for number 88, who is Derek Ramsey, and Ramsey, I think, had the wind knocked out of it.
What it really had written all over it, Frank, was headache. That's what it had written. Now watch this. He's looking back in the zone. Up over the ball's going to be thrown high over his head. Here comes the defensive back to the left of your screen. Now just watch him up here. He's going for the ball. Boom. Actually, I didn't see him reach for the ball, Coach. He gave him one there right in the side of the hat.
So Derek Ramsey is the Patriot who is shaken up. We've got a timeout here at Foxborough.
Pontiac.
Exits here in Foxborough. They've given up on the Patriots this time for sure with 1:47 to go, and some of the fans that were chanting, "We want Grogan." How soon they forget.
Oh, I know it. Ron Meyer is going to be probably the most disappointed guy here, but he wanted to establish the credibility of his program today, and he didn't. And you don't always get to achieve what you want to achieve every weekend, but this is going to be a good football team. There's too many fine players, and they're all working too hard to consider this one loss the make or the break of the season.
Patriots have rushed the ball for only 17 yards. Tying a franchise low as Eason is sacked back at the 30-yard line. Eason's numbers, 20 out of 30 for 244 yards. On the surface, that's not bad, but doesn't really tell you much.
Doesn't tell you much. You know who made that play? Tony McGee. Tony McGee, number 68, the old veteran from New England.
Lynn Dawson, the tight end, on the receiving end of that toss from Eason after the 41-yard line. Patriots in their 2-minute offense. As time ticks away, they're down 16 points. And it would appear to be pretty much of a hopeless toss, but they're trying to get at least one consolation touchdown. Eason.
That's better.
Throws it out of bounds. He's learned a lot today, I'm sure. And Eason getting up a little slowly. Got great physical, too. 6'3", 6'4", about 210 pounds, rifle arm.
Mike White told me, the Illinois coach who coached this young man in college, you know, Mike had coached Bartkowski, who now is at Atlanta, Plunkett, and these kind of guys, said that this guy is far more the gifted athlete and should develop, you know, as he goes along to be a better quarterback. Now here he is pedaling straight back again, keeping his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage. He steps up inside the rush. Dexter Manley, number 72, reaches, doesn't grab a hold of him, and now he's starting to run, and watch Manley. Well, that's not Manley coming up behind him. There again, number 78, Tony McGee. You know, Tony's got a son, 18 years old, that's one of the most highly recruited basketball players in the East Coast now.
Is it?
There's some old-timers out there.
Still making his living. The defensive line. Redskins taking over after the 4th down play and content here just to run out the remaining 1 minute and 5 seconds of the football game. Very impressive victory for Joe Gibbs' crew. Joe worked hard, put in a lot of hours this week. He was a little bleary-eyed when he showed up at the hotel yesterday and said he had to take a nap. He hadn't had much sleep.
I know that feeling, and I tell you, you've got to take your hat off to that group you see on the field and the coaching staff. This was a guts job. This was a guts job, and the city of Washington, D.C. have got to be very proud of the man you see on the screen right here. He is a super leader and football coach. Patriots have timeouts left, but we've got a flag here.
What was your theory on calling timeouts when you were completely out of it? Just let the clock run out, or should you go ahead and never give up and always call the timeout?
You know something? This is the actually truth, and I wish you hadn't asked me that, because there have been times
Encroachment. Defense.
you're thinking, you know, I call timeout. It doesn't make any difference. If I don't, the fans get mad at me and say I gave up. But what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? 32 seconds down, you're
out of the ball game, 16 points. But I've been in that situation where, you know, every coach has been in that situation. You don't win them all. Won a ball game one time in this same situation.
I remember.
Yeah, remember that? The miracle of the Meadowlands.
The miracle of the Meadowlands. Herman Edwards scooped up the fumble by Zonka.
Yeah.
Look at it. Coming up next, the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers is Ron Meyer. And his coaching staff, very disappointed, leave the field back to the drawing board and the New York Jets next week. So most of you will see the Packers take on the Cowboys, and the rest of you will see Tampa Bay face the New York